I actually went to a show earlier on. What show was it? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you now. This one. Went to the Independent Hotel show today, and it was pretty good. With my Dtravel hat on. Always got my Dtravel hat on, never take it off. It's quite busy. It's here in London. It was free, so I just went. And it's always good to go to these shows and talk to different kind of other businesses and make connections and kind of promote Dtravel a little bit. So I did that today with my brother. Actually, it was quite good. It's fun. So a bit of a late one today. Otherwise, I would have come a bit earlier. Like, usually I'd come to get before the New York Open. All right, let's just quickly dive into TRVL. Hey, Altcoin Dreaming's here. Hi, how are you? How's it going? Obviously, let me know if there's any problems with my sound, because I don't know. I've got it on max gain here. I don't know if it's too low. Let me just kind of increase it here a little bit. I don't really shout. I could bring it closer, but I don't really shout. So I think it's possible to increase the gain in the software device. I don't know, but the microphone is right here, so it's pretty close. I could bring it right here, but then it would get in with the camera. All right, TRVL. Let me have a look. So we're coming up to this crucial time pivot, aren't we? And according to this, we've hit the value area high. You see that? Now, what is bullish here? What is bullish? Well, bullish obviously is volume. So we want to see volume, but also bullish here would be consolidation underneath resistance. So in an uptrend, consolidation underneath resistance is a sign of bullishness, right? So we don't necessarily need this to break through the value area high just yet. We certainly don't want to pump and dump. That's not what we want. We don't want this. What we want is a clean break. And technically, it wouldn't really matter if we consolidate here for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It wouldn't matter. It definitely wouldn't be a problem if we were to somehow be range bound or range locked here for a period of time. And then we could potentially, if we can make higher lows, we have a chance of making a clean break. That's kind of what you want. Alternatively, we would have made the clean break already and we're just kind of holding the value area as support before we continue. So there's kind of different ways that we can get to higher prices, but in terms of, like, I mean, the weekly candle last week wasn't crazy bullish, to be honest with you, and this week we're just consolidating in the top of the wick. It's hard to know how this is going to end because it's a weekly candle. So clues as to what the candles are going to be are to break down the days and have a look at the different days. Like if you look at the 5-day candle, you see how we're kind of steadily going higher, and that's a 5-day candle. See that? And the price is being brought up again. The problem for me is decreasing volume. I don't like that. So we have to see how that plays out. If I go down to the 3-day time frame, we're almost halfway through the 3-day time frame. It's not looking bearish in the sense that we're still getting kind of like sideways action at the moment. And then we have a look at some other candles, 2 days. But, you know, at any point in time, if Bitcoin sneezes, we will dump. It probably will happen. It's just something to bear in mind. It's not terrible because we could get another buy up. People will be able to get it at cheaper prices. But the thing is, if we want higher prices, we need to go up. It's really important. We can't just kind of always, we can't just stay in the lows here There's no way to get to higher prices if you're stuck in the lows. Yeah. So ultimately, to get to higher prices, we need to go up, and to go up, we need to flip levels back into support. So as you can see on a higher time frame now, we're kind of stuck underneath the value area high of this multi-year range. I think that we're in a much better shape than a lot of altcoins, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously not SUI, but a lot of other altcoins, we're in much better shape, in the sense that there's a lot of altcoins who are stuck underneath the point of control. There's a lot of altcoins which are not even in the value area and haven't even changed market structure, and we are kind of knocking on the door of the value area high. We hit it once 3 days ago, and now we're just kind of going sideways a little bit. There's a bit of indecision here, but the good thing is that people are holding, they're not selling. We're getting I mean, none of that, this isn't really, it's not a big deal. This red candle is not a big deal. If I kind of zoom in a little bit, you can see there is buying. I've been buying small amounts. I've been buying, so I'm kind of contributing to the bullishness of this token. I'm not participating in this. I have sold it. I have sold some other tokens to buy this, because you know, some of my tokens pumped a lot, and obviously I took profit off those, and I'm putting it in TRVL. That's kind of what I'm doing. Not large amounts, but small amounts, and so it's kind of like a time weighted average price. I'm really bullish on TRVL, like I'm super bullish, and the main reason that I'm bullish, besides the chart, is the announcement today. It was a confirmation of what we already know. So there was a little kind of event. It was announced in the Telegram, actually. So let me just go to the Telegram. Here, join us below, live on X Space with the Crypto Professor. So I don't know how many caught this. I think it's worth. Dtravel didn't really speak that much, and I don't know who was speaking, but I've never heard him before. He's heard an American accent. But he was really technical. It was really a really technical round table. Where can I see the video of it? Crypto Professor. Crypto Professor. How many followers has he got? 32k. Not a small amount. There it is. Play recording. So copy. Let me just share this in the. Let me just share this in our live chat. If you're interested to catch up on this, there's a lot of other stuff going on here as well. It wasn't just. Dtravel. Let me see. Does this work? Can I forward it?
It's a great point you've made at the end there as well around real yield versus to comment on the previous and give any insight you want.
Oh God. Let me see if I can get to the end, actually, because that's where the alpha was. I should have prepared this.
A narrative with, you know, quite easy for even, you know, non-crypto natives can
Here, this is it.
quickly here. We're preparing to launch a staking program, which I think is, you know, the start of being able to really better communicate the real value.
Did you hear that? I don't know if you heard that. That was it. That was the alpha. See? It's quite low, isn't it? Oh God, the volume just decreases and it doesn't play now. Or whatever. Basically, I don't know who that was. Is that Kevin? Basically, he was talking. It was very technical, but maybe too technical. Maybe I should be speaking, because I'll break it down into common language. But effectively, they're going to launch a staking program. So Dtravel going to launch a staking program, and oops, wrong page. What that is it's in line with this. So you've got the tokenomics here, and there's a model of the tokenomics here. Okay, so they're not, I don't think they're doing anything ad hoc. They're not just doing anything temporary. I've been pushing for something temporary, but they've basically ignored me. That's fine. You know, I'm just another voice. And they've actually gone for something permanent. So I think they're doing one of these things, stake to boost, I guess. Stake to boost? Probably the stake to boost or something where, wait, hold on. I don't know. Actually, I don't know which one they're doing. It's either going to be stake to boost or stake to earn. It's going to be the one. It might be stake to earn. I don't know. I guess it's stake to earn because that's the host. Yeah, my bad. So users must be the travelers. And I'm guessing it's going to be stake to earn. And effectively what that means is that you can reduce your fees to 0 just by staking TRVL. I don't know how much TRVL. I have got no idea. And so I don't think there's going to be an immediate explosive price action. But I do think that when I look at the Telegram, the first thing that people are going to be doing on the Telegram is, on Dtravel, is after they list their properties, you've got these people joining Dtravel, and then you've got new booking sites. See, look at this. Next, oh, you can't see it. Here it is. Next, he says, just launched a new direct booking site. So you've got the first step is going to be people launching their sites. So you can see it's happening. Let me see. Where's the processed? So these are just new users. These are bookings that have been made. So look, just launched a new booking site, San Diego. And actually what happened yesterday, which was quite interesting, is that if you go to the Telegram, I posted it. I posted it again. So let me just go to it. It's probably here on Dtravel. Where is it? Here it is. Vacation Los Cabos just launched a new direct booking site and added 40 of their listings in Tulum, Mexico to the Dtravel. That was 3 hours ago. And obviously that gets reported in the Telegram. So let's just have a look at the Telegram. Let's just find it here. Where is it? That's Thailand. That's not it. Should be reported here. Anyway, it should be here somewhere. Maybe it was a bit earlier and then they reported it. Doesn't matter. But the point is that that's an extra 40 listings coming onto our network. This is legitimate deep in decentralized physical network. This is legit. This is real. So obviously, look, you can see that they're on Airbnb already. You can see them. You can see them. They're on Airbnb. They've got pretty good rating, huh? Superhost, pretty good rating, huh? 4.92. You can't get much better than that. Mine is 4.99. So mine is slightly better, but still, they've got a lot of properties. It's hard when you've got a shit ton of properties, you know. Look at these. So this is all on Airbnb, and based on what, this is 48 listings. So based on what I'm seeing, they've brought most of their listings onto Dtravel. See that? Let me have a look. Mexico. You want to go to Mexico? Cheaper. £28, £40, £48. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. So actually, look, you can see where it is. It's near Playa del Carmen. See that? So it looks like they're quite luxurious, these apartments, in a place called La Valletta. Let's have a look at these. Now they're really nice, huh? They're really nice. Condominium. Yeah. Let's click on one of them. Air conditioning. Got a romantic date. Let's put some dates in. Go for a week. Romantic week away. It's not bad, huh? £537. You can change that actually if you wanted to different currencies. You're saving £72.97 by booking directly. So it actually is comparing the prices with the price on Airbnb. You are saving money by booking directly. And this is the most interesting thing about booking directly. Crypto, no fees. So if you pay using credit cards, you've got fees. Google Pay fees. Crypto, no fees. Let's try it. Yes. And that's with a credit card number. Right. Oh well. It didn't fail. It's just I'm not going to the next step, so that's fine. Anyway, so going back to what I was originally saying, I got a little bit distracted. So going back to what I was saying is that I think it's going to be one of these, and I think that's why we're not getting much selling right now, because there's a little bit of anticipation in what's coming. Can you do technical analysis on the movement of this? Probably not, because it's so low liquidity. So you kind of have to go to higher time frame and just look at the higher time frame volume levels. All right, so I think this is quite bullish still, just because we're consolidating underneath the value area high. I think Bitcoin needs to go up, and I think that will help all of crypto. But I think the elephant in the room is this pending attack on Iran by Israel. So I think a lot of the market, or the markets, are a bit hesitant about what's going to happen, and if it's going to be significant, or if it's going to be just nothing, if it's going to be a tit for tat, or if it's going to be an actual strategic maneuver which cripples certain aspects of whether it's oil or something else. Now, I think America has said that they've instructed Israel not to attack the oil infrastructure or the nuclear sites. So then the question is, what are they going to do? Is it going to be just some kind of symbolic tit for tat? Is it going to be some kind of military compound or something? We don't know. No one really knows. So that's what's kind of, I think that's what's kind of holding the market back a little bit, that impending news. Other than that, in terms of TRVL compared to other tokens, I think this is quite bullish. It's low volume, low liquidity, so it's very hard to do a fair comparison. But that being said, if we do kind of flip the value area high back into support, we're basically back here. So you see here, when we came back up here in February, we're here. We're in this little area here, aren't we? We're back there. So we kind of back January, if you remember January, February, where we were, we're there. And what's interesting is that we've gone from where we were, which was October, all the way up to January, February in 1 week. Yeah. So it is slightly different the way the price has moved. It is slightly different. So I wanted to do a couple of things here. I just wanted to check some things out. So we've got our fib time, which I'm not going to remove because it's quite pretty, but I'll kind of hide it for now. And then let's just have a look at what is that one at the top. Michael is saying, very grateful for the Quanex analysis. Well, I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it in a second. Let me just finish with this. And then now that you're here waiting, I'll do Quanex next. Yeah, so you don't get bored listening to me babble on about TRVL. Oh, why have I had to put that in volume levels? Which one is that one? I don't know why I've got these levels, so I'm just going to hide them. That's it, higher time frame. Let me get rid of that. Volume, okay, that's it. And then, see, I'm on the Bybit chart actually. Why am I on this chart? I should be on this chart. So this is interesting. So on Bybit, so that's why I like Bybit, because you see on Bybit, we're underneath the value area high, and on this combined chart, we're not. And even though the value area high is slightly higher, on Bybit, we are actually underneath. So I still prefer, honestly, I still prefer the Bybit chart. I think the Bybit chart is more important. You know, I really do believe that, irrespective of the other exchanges. I think Bybit is leading the price action. So I might just go back to Bybit, because naturally I can see what's happening here. It looks to me like we're consolidating underneath the Bybit value area, and I think the other exchanges don't really matter, don't really make much difference, because whatever's happening on the exchanges is not enough volume to move the price, whereas Bybit, the minute Bybit moves, the price starts moving. It's just an observation. So anyway, let me just get rid of these. So this is something different. This is again, this is kind of like, it's a caveat, isn't it? Because on Bybit, the launch price went all the way up from the launch on day one. It went all the way up to this pivot here, which is like at about 4.45. It's very different on different exchanges. But look, how interesting is it when you do a GAN pull from that pivot, which isn't the all-time high. The all-time high is at 1.56. You do a pull of the GAN fan to the first significant pivot low here before this rise, and then you have the 3-1 on the GAN fan. You clearly have it hit resistance here, and look at where we are again. Look where we are. We're back at the 3-1. Yeah, I think that's quite interesting, isn't it? I think it's quite interesting. So it's sometimes you kind of have to kind of just look at these these drawing tools on their own, and not look at the noise that kind of surrounds us. It is into resistance, isn't it? It's not like it's broken. So we are kind of stuck a little bit. You could argue it's this, or you can argue it's something else. But there's a little bit of time and symmetry with the price and the way the price comes up, and at what time it does, and where it finds resistance. And it kind of did that here, didn't it? It did it before here. When you look, we kind of got stuck here, and then it kind of just broke through, eventually broke through, and then you kind of flipped it before it kind of went up. And here you have a complete failure, and it took a few weeks to fail. It took 1, 2, 3 weeks to fail. So we are potentially on the second or third week, and then the fourth week it was a complete rejection, and then the fifth week it still went up before it got really rejected. So I would like, if we are going to reject here, I would like to see something like this, just because of the way we're consolidating. Okay, now what's interesting is here we're in the highs, and here we're not really in the highs. We're not really in the highs here where we are now in terms of the price action. We are relatively still quite low. So I thought that was quite interesting. What else did I want to have a look at? Sorry, let me just reflect on something else. All right. So the other thing I wanted to look at was a fib pull, just a bog standard fib pull from this pivot high to this pivot low. And look, you can see what's happened. We've come back to the 382, and we're finding intersection with this 3-1 GAN. Yeah, so we are into resistance. There's no doubt about that. We are into resistance, no doubt. And also, if you combine that with the value area high, yeah, there's obviously resistance here, and naturally you can see the price is resisting. There's resistance. But my view is that consolidation underneath resistance is bullish, but it's also a great place to sell or take profit if you're not bullish, if you're bearish. Yeah. So naturally, coming up into this area of interest, it's a great place to take profit. But people have been taking profit. You can see in the first instance, there was a drawdown. You see with this red candle, there was a 30% drawdown. Yeah. This next green candle, this was last week, 15% drawdown. Yeah. So we have had people take profit, and look where the price is. The price is still here. And so the next, if we can linger here long enough, okay, and as long as Bitcoin doesn't crash and tank the market, I think this is consolidation on the resistance. That's what I'm feeling with the price. That's what I think. Once we break that level of interest, then we're just flipping these areas into support, and naturally this 382 combined with this value area high combined with the reverse of the GAN, the 3-1, would be a good place to flip, be a strong flip. And the target is in some ways it's going to be the next GAN, isn't it? I mean, you've got lots of kind of intermediary levels in between, but that's your next target, isn't it? That next line, depending on when we get there. And that, I mean, it's still quite dangerous for this token, because you don't want to get into this kind of channel pattern, you know. It's kind of, that's the only kind of thing that kind of concerns me, is that we're just stuck in this channel. And, you know, I'll show you what I mean. Look, let me just extend it left and right. If I can, I don't know, there it is, left and right. So can you see? I'm just combining these top 2 points here and here with this all-time low, and you can see the midpoint of this channel here. You can see it does react. The price is reacting against that midpoint. It's very obvious, isn't it? Like, you can see support, you can see resistance, you can see here it acted as resistance, and then resistance, fake out. You can see resistance here, and you can see we're at resistance here. So the good thing about this channel is we haven't gone to the low. We've put in a lower high here. Yeah, that was really nice to see. And so it's more bullish like that. It's more bullish that we don't go to the low, that we hold a higher low. We're right back into the midpoint. We're right back onto major resistance. And I think this is going to be a really significant flip if that happens. And that's kind of what I want to see. I want us to go up into the point of control and come right back down on time. On time would be this fib time here, if possible. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that would be really nice if we were to kind of break out into the golden pocket, and that would be a good area for the price to find resistance, and then come back to flip, and then continue. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'd like to see us come into this fib. This fib time is a big fib time. It's a major fib time. You've got 2 fib times corresponding at the same time at the same place. So naturally, you want the price to go down to hit fib time at a support level. You don't want it to go up and hit resistance on fib time. So we do really need to go up now and break for a chance of getting out of here. And obviously, if we don't, if we just continue to reject, as long as we don't make a new all-time low, I'm okay with that too. I'm not really bothered about that. I think things change if we start making all-time lows. I've always said that. In the bull market, you just don't want to see the price continuously make all-time lows. It's not bullish. Yeah. So if we just reject and reject, I mean, I'm not too bothered about that kind of price action either. If we reject and we come down to a local golden pocket here on fib time, even if it comes down to the point of control one more time for a test, I'd be okay with that too. You're just forming some kind of bottoming pattern locally. So there's kind of different options of how we go up. I really don't want to see us go all the way down, to be honest with you. And again, I've always said this, and nothing changes in what I'm saying. If for some reason we do make an all-time low, and anything can happen in crypto, it's just a fact. Yeah, you have to prepare for the worst. If we do make an all-time low, for some reasons that I can't explain, I'm not going to say it can't happen, because anything can happen. Yeah, then I want to see a V-shaped recovery all the way up to this pivot, to take out this pivot high. Yeah, that's the only way to recover this token with an all-time low, with another all-time low. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, because I'm not bearish like that. But shit happens in crypto. Like, shit really does happen in crypto. So if for reasons that I can't explain we make an all-time low, then the next thing I want to see is a V-shaped recovery pushing us, and it doesn't have to be so steep. You know, V-shapes don't have to be so steep. For me, that's a V-shaped recovery. Taking out that pivot high becomes really important as a target, because then you're looking at a V-shaped recovery taking out from an all-time low, a lower low to a higher high. You still need to change market structure, but that's your only chance of changing market structure. Okay, making another high. Here we failed to change market structure. We failed to make a higher high. I think our lives would have been a lot easier if we had taken out that high, because then we'd be looking at a higher low, and then taking out a higher low, making a higher low after you put in a higher high. You take out the higher high, and then you're in bullish market structure. We haven't got that situation. So this is kind of interesting. So while I've been looking at different charts, and obviously I've been using the combined chart, which I've shown you before, I think you can see that we are underneath resistance, whether it's this midpoint of this channel, whether it's the 382 of this local fib retracement, or whether it's a 3-1 of this GAN, or whether it's the value area high. And even though we've had some big TPs, we've had some take profits, and at the moment the price is still holding underneath resistance. We're not getting that kind of rejection that you might expect. And there is a little bit of anticipation for good things to come, and I think one of those things is what I initially shared in the Twitter, the X podcast, where they announced that staking is coming soon. And then obviously there's other things that are happening all the time. If you look on Dtravel, Skytrade, I don't know what this is. I have no idea. Exciting times ahead. We've teamed up with Dtravel to bring you more ways to earn rewards, whether you're exploring airspace trading on Skytrade or booking vacation rentals on Dtravel. You can now unlock Sky bonus points and TRVL points across both platforms, right? Skytrade, I have no idea what that is. Give them a follow. Just click on that link, have a look. By joining Dtravel and completing actions like this. So I think it's a little bit of a marketing kind of platform, isn't it? Earning points, like it's kind of like airdrops, isn't it? It's like doing stuff and earning points, and then converting those points into some kind of monetary value. You have to do a KYC. Look, complete any booking IP activity. Oh, that's for, yeah, that's the back end of Dtravel for the and this is the back end of airspace. Skytrade. Let's have a look at Skytrade. Where's there? DPNRWA flying.car.sky.trade. No idea what this is. No idea. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Trading air rights in our marketplace for gains in passive income. Skytrade. This is it. Okay. Product. What are air rights and what can you do with them? Air rights crucial for urban development can be activated. Can be actively traded, transferred, and leveraged through Skytrade, facilitating vertical construction. I have no idea if this has any value. Maybe in America it does. Is this a market? I don't know. Testimonials. Let me see. Our customers. Real estate investor. One of the most innovative platforms I found to help manage our portfolio. How does that work? I only want drones on my house on weekdays, and Skytrade helped me do that. What's that one? Can't see that one. What does Skytrade do? We parcel low altitude air rights above property. We enable the air rights to be rented, bought, or sold with the owner's permission to gain income. Air rights in the associated airspace is defined in our platform, and we confirm ownership. We then manage your air rights in accordance with your instructions. If you want to buy and sell air rights and airspace, register. Air rights serve multiple purposes and play a pivotal role in urban development. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing in the future, but I like it when people are like flying cars and flying drones and stuff. Maybe in the future. We're talking like 15, 20 years from now. I don't know. Backed by. Let's see who it's backed by. All right, anyway, it's good. Partnerships are good, yeah? So regardless of whether they're good or not, partnerships are good. And I think it's a good partnership because naturally people like me have properties and maybe we can monetize it in a different way, and this could be one. I think there are other ones that we could do. So I think the main thing is exposure, isn't it? It's all like a marketing thing, getting exposed to other people's networks. Like now I'm telling you about Skytrade, so now everyone here on Dtravel who's listening to this video, watching this video, is learning about Skytrade, and it's kind of opening our minds to different things. All right, so that's TRVL. So I can't really say what the future holds for us in terms of price action, but you know, this is where we are. If I do, let me do a little volume pull. Remember, this is Bybit. Let me just do it on this kind of price action and leave this value area high as it comes in. Let's just have a look at this, just this section here. Yeah, so you can see that after we dropped, we lost it. That was this red line, and then we came into this. You see this blue line, we came into the value area right down to the overall point of control, bounced. That was the buy up. Couldn't get into leave this downtrend value area, and then here we kind of lost it, left it, and then we just have a little bounce back up there. So it's good because we've reversed a good part of 1-2 months of bearish price action, and then we're back in this range here. So let me just have a look at this range here quickly. Where do we leave it? Probably here in this candle. Let me just get rid of this one now. So you see that's kind of where we are. So that's where we are. This is our current range, and there's a historic point of control there. You see how the price action corresponds to previous volume area. If you can mark and identify the ranges correctly, you can see the price, how the price is moving. So I'll do the same thing. I'll do when did we enter this this area for the second time? We lost it. We entered it here. Not much volume. Let's take it back to here. Get rid of these lines now. So you see where we are. We've kind of created a mini value area here, and we're trying to flip it into support as we go up. That's kind of where we are. And that's kind of where we want to be. We want to consolidate here, if possible. And obviously, if we fall back into this value area, guess what happens? We're right down to the point of control here. That's what will happen. If we fall back in, we fall back into the value area, right down to the point of control. We're going back to test lower levels, pick up liquidity. That's what will happen, and then we still have to get out. Yeah, we still have to escape. And it could happen. It could always happen that we can't. There's just not enough demand at these prices at this current time, and we go in. But at the moment, you can see we're holding support. We are holding some kind of arbitrary value area, and we are in this prior range here. That's where we are. Yeah, with the point of control here probably could act as support. Let's just see what happens. But this is kind of where we are, and obviously we've come into higher time frame resistance levels, and we're just trying to see what happens. Right, I'm buying every day. I'm buying every couple of hours, to be honest with you. I'm buying a little bit. So I think if anyone's bullish, just don't sell, and just keep on accumulating dollar cost averaging. And I think if we can get enough people doing that, go up. That's TRVL.